All right, I'm going to go over how we can write the equation of a line in y equals mx plus b form, given whether it goes through 2 points, like here and here, or if it's parallel to another line, or if it's perpendicular to another line. So let's look at the first one. We have that it goes through the points 3, 12 and 6, 27. So let's remind ourselves what the equation for slope is, which is the difference in the y coordinates over the difference in x coordinates. If we had 2 points, let's say you had 2 points, x1, comma y1, and x2, comma y2, you can just do y2 minus y1 on top, and then x2 minus x1 in the bottom, just to refresh your memories. So in this case, we can just call this 3 x1, we can call this one y1, and let's call this x2 and this one y2. It actually doesn't matter which one you want to call x1 or which one you want to call x2. Just make sure that the ones go together, like x1 and y1 go together, and that x2 and y2 go together. So I could have like called 3x2 and 12y2. That would have been fine. So in this case, we would have that the slope would be 27 minus 12 divided by 6 minus 3, giving me 15 over 3, which simplifies to be 5. Then I can write y equals 5x plus b. So I still need to find the y-intercept. I still need to find b. So for that, I can just pick up any point that it goes through. I can pick 312 again, or 627. Let's say I pick 312 again. And I'm going to substitute the 3 in for x and the 12 in for y. So it's going to look something like this. It would look like 12 equals 5 times 3 plus b, which gives me 12 equals 15 plus b. Taking away that 15, I get that negative 3 is equal to b. And then I plug that negative 3 in to my equation. And don't write your final answer is then going to be y equals 5x minus 3. So this is where I can stop in my final answer. Make sure you have the value of the slope and value for the y-intercept filled in. So let's go through the second example. It goes through the points 4, comma, negative 6, and then 5, comma, negative 21 over 4. So again, I can just call this x1, y1. I'll call this x2, y2. And I'm going to solve first for the value of my slope. So then doing that, I would get my m is equal to negative 21 over 4 minus negative 6 all over 5 minus 4. Now, let's make sure we know our fractions. Changing this 6 so that the denominator is a 4 is the same as, so 6 is the same as 24 over 4. So then I could write negative 21 plus 24 over, well, negative 21 over 4 plus 24 over 4. That would be what's on top. On the bottom would just still be a 1. And then let's, again, I know a lot of my students forget how to work with fractions. When we're adding or subtracting fractions, you only add or subtract the top, the numerators. You leave the denominators, in this case, as a 4. So it would be 3 over 4 all over 1, which is the same as just 3/4. I can write my equation next as y equals 3/4 x plus b. I still need to find the value for the y-intercept b. So I'll pick a point. I'll pick probably this point because it's just easier to work with. So substituting 4 for x and -6 in for y. I would write this then as -6 equals 3/4 times 4 plus b. Now these 4's cancel here because 4 is the same as 4/1. So if I want to look at it as a fraction, these would cancel and it would just be 3/1. Whoa. And I would get that y equals +3, or not y, -6 equals +3 plus b. Take away that 3 from both sides, I get that b is -9. And my final answer would be that y equals 3/4 x, 3/4, not 4, 3/4 x minus 9. All right. All right, what next? Okay, now we have problem C. It's first telling us that it's parallel to this line, and then it goes through the point -6, 2. So we're only given one point that it goes through, but we're given that it's parallel to this line. So let me erase this. We don't need that. Let me erase everything so I don't feel squished. So in this case, it's actually less work because if we're told that it's parallel to this line, then we know that the slope is the same. So we know the slope already is 3/4. So then we can write our line as three halves, 3/2 x plus b. So we really just have to find the value of b, the y-intercept. So we then use this point to help us do that. So we're going to use the point -6, 2 to help us solve for b. So we would write this as 2 equals 3/2 times -6 plus b. This will be the same as -18 over 2 plus b. -18 over 2 is the same as -9. So then I can solve for b by adding 9 to both sides. So then I would get that b would be equal to 2 plus 9. So b is 11. And so my final answer would be that y equals 3/2 x, or 3/2 x plus 11. All right, now for the last one here, we're told that it's perpendicular to this line, 5x plus 2y equals 8, and that it goes through the point 5, 3. So first off, make sure let's solve this for the slope-intercept form. Remember the y equals mx plus b form, because once you know the slope, it's easier to find out what the slope of a perpendicular line is, which I'll tell you in just a second. So let's first solve for y. So let's start off by taking away 5x from each side. So we would get 2y equals -5x plus 8. Next, I'm going to divide everything by 2. And I would get that y would be equal to negative 5 halves x plus 4. Now, the key is to know that a line that's perpendicular to another line is going to have the opposite reciprocal slope. So this line has a slope of negative 5 over 2. So a perpendicular line is going to have its slope as positive 2 over 5. Remember, opposite reciprocal. If it's negative, the other line's going to be positive, and you just basically flip the fraction. So we know the slope of our line is going to be 2/5, so we can next write y equals 2/5 x plus b. And then we can solve for then solve for b by plugging in 5 and 3 for x and y. So then just go over here. So then we have that 3 is equal to 2/5 times 5 plus b. The 5, 0 cancel. So 3 equals 2 plus b. Then b is going to be equal to 1. And then you can finish writing your line as y equals 2/5 x plus 1. All right, so there you go. I hope that helps. Good luck, guys.